MoreToMath 1 and 2 is a toolbox for teaching the mathematical practices through problem-solving activities at elementary school level. By working with the math problem-solving activities in the curriculum pack, students are encouraged to explore mathematical problems, build curiosity around the subject, and develop the key competencies within mathematical practices. These are the specific processes and proficiencies that all students should develop in mathematics, as described in the Common Core State Standards for Mathematics. We know that working with mathematical problem solving can be challenging for students. They can find it quite abstract, especially when they need to understand, solve, and explain mathematical problems. Generally speaking, when students work with problem-solving activities, the different processes and proficiencies are interrelated. In MoreToMath, we purposely focus on a few processes at a time to make it easier for both you and your students to go more into depth with these. This will help your students to better understand and learn the processes using a hands-on, concrete approach. If you want to have a better understanding of which mathematical practices are covered by which activity set, you can use the visual and verbal overview for a quick snapshot, or the curriculum grids for a more detailed view. In MoreToMath, the specific mathematical practices are taught through activities within the different math standard areas you teach in first and second grade. Numbers and operations in base 10, operations and algebraic thinking, measurement and data, geometry and spatial skills. The focus on the different math standard areas can help you when planning how to integrate the problem-solving activities into your textbook. Begin by taking a starting point in your textbook and deciding what areas to cover. Then use the visual overview or the curriculum grids according to the grade level you're teaching. Here you'll discover what activity set suits your class at that specific time of the school year. Another way could be to follow one of the themes. In first grade, the themes are animals and insects and outdoors. In second grade, the themes are sports and food. Following a theme has some other advantages, like using cross-curricular approach or making sure to work with all math practices. When the students work with the activities, it's a good idea to make use of the content and math practice vocabulary and let it become an integrated part of their mathematical language. On one hand, this will help make students more aware of what they are learning, and on the other hand, get them to better understand the mathematical practices. Please note that half of the activity sets are for individual work. On the student worksheets, this is indicated by either Max or Mia asking the questions, and the other half are for peer work. In this case, it's both Max and Mia asking the questions. Now let's go into detail with the mathematical practices that MoreToMath develops and supports by looking at two of the activities in MoreToMath. All activities focus on problem solving within a specific math fact area. Throughout the curriculum pack, students have to solve different mathematical problems by using the Lego bricks. Let's start with the snake activity set. It focuses on the math practices, make sense of problems and persevere in solving them, as well as attend to precision. When students make sense of problems and persevere in solving them, they try various strategies, as well as listening to the strategies that others come up with for solving the problem. The students should use the available tools and concrete objects to investigate and represent the problem. They should also know how to perform different mathematical operations, addition and subtraction, and how to represent these operations with different objects, in this case, the Lego bricks. Working with precision particularly builds on the vocabulary students use when they communicate and discuss mathematical problems. For example, they should use clear and exact math vocabulary and be able to correctly state the math problems that they're solving. Now let's look at the short part activity set. It utilizes the math practices, modeling with mathematics, and using appropriate tools strategically. The ability to model mathematical problems is essential for mathematical problem solving. Students in first and second grade build a model by experimenting with problems in various ways. They can model these problems by using objects like the Lego bricks or pictures, charts, lists, and graphs. Using different representations of the same problem is an important skill for this practice. When students use appropriate tools strategically, not only are they able to choose among different tools, but they also know how to use a tool to solve a specific problem. In our activities, students have the Lego bricks as the tool, and they will need to use it in various ways to be able to solve the mathematical problems. Well, this was all about using MoreToMath activities to develop math competences. Next up, assessments and how they fit into MoreToMath.